Hi, my name is Owen Bolton. I'm 20 years old and I used to be a member here at the Wigan Youth Zone. So I started coming the day after it opened in 2013, and then I stopped coming when I went to drama school in 2018, so 5 years. 5 year member. Because it was the biggest youth centre in Europe. I don't know what else would bring you down. Because it was 50p and because there was 4 football pitches. I wasn't bothered about the music studio, I wouldn't lie to you. But then I came into the music studio, played a song, and then I was told that I wasn't too bad. So we then started doing some recording, and then pitched to Martin Ainscough for some money, and then we bought some equipment, and then so we could do some recordings, and then it's toppled off from there. And I'm not actually sure where we're up to right now. There wasn't much of a perception. The only perception was wow, because it was huge and it was a £6 million youth centre in Wigan, which was weird because nothing ever really happens in Wigan. But I've still got the same perspective. I think is absolutely incredible. I think the fact that when I was telling people at uni about this place that it was the biggest youth centre in Europe and it was 50p a visit, like, they just couldn't believe it. They couldn't believe the scale, and I just don't think the people of Wigan and the young people realise, and myself actually, how lucky we've been to have it. Well, you were literally the smallest fish in the biggest pond because everyone you knew from Wigan was at the youth zone. But it was so exciting because a 13-year-old kid being able to play pool, football, climb. I mean, I don't like climbing because I'm scared of heights. But being able to do all these different things under one roof for 50p was so much more appealing than just going sitting playing football in a park and then getting involved in who knows what young people get involved in. Probably TikTok wars these days, but yeah, that was just to just get us off the streets so we could actually apply ourselves to something as opposed to just bumming around and going to school and going home. So my journey started in 2013. I only wanted to come down really to play football, to just get out the house, to see what was happening, to also see what Dave Whelan had done with the money because I'm a massive Wigan Athletic fan. And then that just evolved into doing loads of different things, taking me all over the world, weirdly, taking me to London to play, taking me on a trip to Sweden for £50 for a week. That was like an incredible experience I'll never forget. So without the youth zone, I'd never have done these things or been to these places because they're just, for working class families, they're just too expensive. Like trying to do big experiences as a working class person is impossible because you don't have the money. Whereas the youth zone offered me these trips of a lifetime, and are still offering kids trips of a lifetime now. Like I know there's kids. One kid was off to Miami, or was it LA, doing music, performing at the Albert Hall. I got the chance to perform to royalty at the Kensington Gardens, like for 50p. It's like 50 pence. Like, it's incredible. It's not even a bar of chocolate. And I've been to Sweden, I've been to the Royal Albert Hall, I've been everywhere you can name it. And then I landed a place at the Guildford School of Acting in 2018. So, yeah, it's done some good for me. Recording. Of course, because recording is such a niche one because it is such an expensive hobby. And as a 13-year-old kid who was still in school, of course I couldn't afford recording software, equipment. Like the recording software alone is worth thousands. The microphones, the soundproofing, so having someone to mix the sound for you at 13 years old for free, well, for 50p. Tell me anyone else who spends 50p and gets a recording studio for as much time as they want. If you tell me that, then I'll be at peace. But I don't think there's anywhere on this planet that does it. Well, as a kid, I was bullied. I had the mick taken out of me for singing, all these pretty nasty and grotesque names. But I was always taught that at the youth zone, that when you come, there is always people who want to take an interest in the things that you take an interest in. So regardless of whether these kids are gonna get on your nerves and make you feel so bad that when you come to the youth zone, you have all these staff who are so willing to fulfill any need. Like if you want to do ice skating, look, if there's enough of you, they'll put a trip on for you. If you want to go to the zoo and there's enough of you, they'll put a trip on for you. I've never known such an accommodating place for young people, and for such a small town to have such a valuable necessity like Wigan Youth Zone is priceless, and every town should have one. Oh my God, what have I learned? People skills. I think people now look at me as quite a confident and outgoing person, and it would have never have happened without the Youth Zone. It's like I've been the amount of small performance opportunities I was given from the age of, let's say, 13 to 17, 18 was crazy. I was playing little gigs here and there. I was playing bigger gigs, but I was playing to a range of different crowds, to different organisations of people, and you don't get that experience from just going out playing to pubs and bars, because you're just playing to people who like a drink and you just want to listen to some music. Whereas given the platform to go and perform to a range of different people, to loads of different people, I think has really moulded me into being quite a confident person. So that is definitely something I could take from it. Fast, incredible, cheap. It's cheap. It's 50p. God, what can you get for 50p these days? Nothing. Oh my God. I think one of my favourite memories was, so in 2014, I was given the chance to do like it's like an exchange program. We didn't actually exchange, but we met a French group and then we met the Swedish group who had a youth centre, and just having the experience to meet, I know this sounds weird, but to meet people from other countries. Like when you're from Wigan, it's a very working class town. With like, my parents haven't got that much money. We didn't have the opportunity to go on holiday every year like some of the kids I know do. So to be like a week away for £50, flights and digs, and then having all your food paid for, these are life experiences that you wouldn't get anywhere else. I mean, you would, but you're spending thousands, and it's thousands that working class families haven't got. So yeah, Wigan Youth Zone gives young people an experience, and I would say that was my favourite, definitely. In 2014, I was offered. Well, I got the chance to play on the top of the Beetham Tower for the. I've told everyone this story. I got the chance to play in the architect's apartment, which is like a 3-story apartment. It's got its own garden full of trees, and I had the opportunity to just play while a load of lovely people had a tour. An experience of a lifetime, completely for free. You would never get it anywhere else. Like, I don't know anyone else who's played in the architect's building. The architect's house of the Beetham Tower in Manchester for free. If you have, contact me and we'll talk about our experience together. No more experience, I'm going to tell you more because you need footage. Yeah, I played in 2018 when I was off to GSA. I played in Kensington Gardens for the Wigan Youth Zone big gala dinner. It was 10 grand a seat, which was incredible. £10,000 a seat. Jens Lehmann, the old Arsenal keeper, was there. Ranveer Singh, Prince Harry was there, and I got the incredible opportunity to meet him. Look, not that many people get the opportunity to meet Prince Harry anywhere, and getting the chance to actually shake his hand in his own front garden through Onside and Wigan Youth Zone, priceless. Tell me, no one else has done that, like from any other town. So when I went to university, no one else had this kind of platform. No one else had anywhere they could go for 50p of an evening where they could feel safe and warm, and there was food. There's food on offer. There's a tuck shop. There's staff who are so willing, even if you just wanted a conversation. They're so willing. And, oh my God, more experiences. What else have we done? We set Good Records. Yeah, I released an album when I was 14. I got the chance to, spend a lot of time in here recording my own songs and writing and nurturing. And I was nurtured as a young talent, and having a talent nurturing program at a youth centre is quite rare. You don't really get it, and it just shows how specialist and how well Wigan Youth Zone have worked each area to be so specialist and to allow those young people to develop in each difference, whether it's art, skating, whether it's dancing, whether it's cooking, whether it's enterprise. look, I've not even got enough hands for it. There's so many different things. I only used one very small part of the youth zone, which was the music, and I played a bit of five-side football. But say you liked music and skateboarding and football, you are in the place of dreams. Like, I don't know what else you would want from a youth centre, personally. What would I say to a young person who was afraid to come to the youth zone or worried? Get down. I could get down with a friend or without a friend. I came with a friend, and I thought that was really good because you can go off and do your own little thing, but then you'll always have that friend to come back to if you're not quite sure. But get here and experience it, and ask and see what's on offer, and see what the youth zone can do for you, and see what you like doing and whether that can be accommodated for. Because 9 times out of 10 it probably can be. Which is the incredible thing about Wigan Youth Zone, is that if you want to do something, just ask. And I'm not saying it gets done at the snap of a finger, but someone will listen to you and someone will hear you out and actually listen. Because I feel like as a young person, you do get talked down to and patronised quite a lot growing up. And I don't think the Wigan Youth Zone offers that at all. I think they treat you as a young person, not as a child, as a young growing up teenager. We live in a generation now where kids are brought up on social media, so where they have this idea of what cool is, and then they'll run with it. Whereas, how do you end the stigma? You have to get here. You have to experience it. That's the only way. You have to be inside of the building, speaking to the staff, speaking to all the other young people who are absolutely lovely, speaking to the staff who are dedicated day in, day out to make sure that these young people actually have something to do of an evening, as opposed to just being blasé and coming in earning a shift. I think the staff are so dedicated to ensuring that every single child is counted for. You have to be here. I'm sorry, but you have to. I pop into the youth zone every now and then to do bits and bobs of recording, because it's still a great space. Even at this age, it's still great equipment, and there's still so much I could do with using it now. So I've just got back literally yesterday from the Guildford School of Acting. So I've just done a 3-year course in musical theatre in Guildford, and I've just, in our 3rd year, we did a lot of musicals, which agents came down and watched, and luckily I signed to a good theatrical agent who also does television and film. So at this moment in time, I'm just auditioning for lots and lots of stuff, which I'm not being successful as of yet, but we keep auditioning and see what happens. Fingers crossed you'll see me on the screen or stage one day. Wigan Youth Zone has impacted me in filling me with confidence in myself to have a confidence and passion and drive in whatever you do, and to take an interest in conversation with anyone you ever meet, because you never quite know who you're going to meet. Like, there'd be people passing through the youth zone all the time, and you would never quite know who they are. And then once you asked who that person was, you would be quite shocked at how high of a position they hold and who they are and what they do. So to just be nice to everyone, to not get ahead of your own self, and to talk to everyone like you want to be treated, treat people like you want to be treated. It filled me with so much confidence and an actual desire to go and do something that I wanted to do. Because I know a lot of friends that went and did things because they were either pressured in by parents or by an exterior guardian, whereas I think Wigan Youth Zone really filled me with the confidence that I could go and be whoever I wanted to be, and genuinely embrace that, and to have fun whilst I was doing it as well, and to try and take pleasure in whatever you do, however small or big the gig may be, or however long or short the recording session may be, to really use your time effectively and get everything, squeeze every little bit you can out before you do go off to university, and then you won't see the Wigan Youth Zone for 3 years. So you have to make your time here worthwhile. And I think that's what it made me realise, is that you don't have much time, you have to use it wisely. So I'm currently recording an album called Trance that I started December 2020. I'm currently in the recording phase still and mixing bits and bobs down, but hopefully that should be available September or October. It's a full album, 8 to 10 tracks possibly, and yeah, it'll be on sale in a couple of months, and I just want to get it out to the world, and I want to conquer global stardom with this one album, so fingers crossed to me. To listen to as much music as possible. There's nothing wrong with the charts, don't get me wrong. You can love the charts all you want, but try and indulge yourself in as many different musical styles and genres as possible. Try and play as many instruments, learn as much about chords, about music, about the business side of it if you like that. Just learn about it all. Have such a great knowledge of it that you can talk to as many people within music as possible. So look, I spent so much time trying to learn the piano, trying to learn the guitar, and I'm probably okay at them all. But I've had an experience at them all, and I've tried everything, and I can now have an experience at them all and say what I enjoy and what I don't. But going forward with music, look, enjoy it first and foremost. Like, actually enjoy it. Don't do it because you think it will make you feel a way. Just enjoy it. Enjoy doing it. And if it doesn't work, then try again the next day. And if it doesn't work that day, try again the next day. And persevere and keep going and just keep going. Because look, I'm only 20 and I'm still keeping on going, learning and learning. And you'll never know everything. There's always time to learn. All the time. Just get here. However old you are, get down here. You'll not regret it. It will change your life because it changed mine, 100%.